Thank you for joining us on our adventure as we head off to Cholula Puebla, Mexico, one of the America's longest continuously inhabited cities.
We took a bus ride from San Luis Potosí to Cholula. It was roughly about 6 hours, 525 kilometers, which is about 326 miles. It was a long bus ride. The elevation in Cholula was 7,000 feet. Mark and I spent 6 days there. We could have easily done, I think, 2 or 3. There's also 2 sides to Cholula. There's the San Pedro side and the San Andreas side. The San Andreas side is known to be the younger side. A lot of college students over there. The San Pedro side is the side for everybody else.
We stayed on the San Pedro side, which is probably a little bit more laid back and not quite the hipster community that the San Andreas side is. Getting ready to go up to the pyramid. I just checked our current elevation at the bottom. We're at 7,038 feet, so we'll see what it is once we get to the top.
And I'm making my first purchase here in town. Doesn't take me long.
Yeah, the first of what I'm sure will be many.
Hey guys, follow us up there. We'll show you where we're going.
Well, we're walking up the path. You can either take this path or the steps. Guess who's opting for the path?
I don't like stairs. Some stairs okay, but like when you're up to like 250, no, not my friend. You're right here.
How you doing with the incline, old woman?
Oh, there was a bunch of squirrels over there that have little holes in the side of the hill by the pyramid, so I was gonna get their pictures, but they were a little shy.
Yeah,
So far I'm doing good. I just started. Wait until I get to the top, then video me. All right, this is my time to take a break because as you can see, if Mark turns the camera, there's still more to go. And at 63, I still think I do better than some 63-year-olds.
It must be old lady rest time again.
It is. I mean, hey, we saw other people that are like in their 30s that had a hard time. So double that.
We made it to the top of the pyramid where the church is. It's at 7,150 feet. Paulette's doing her celebration dance, which you can't see. So it's about 140 or so foot elevation climb.
Oh, you're not even taking a picture of me. Adrian!
Virgin de las Remedias Church sits atop of the Great Pyramid of Cholula. It's a bit of a hike to get up there, but well worth it. The church is absolutely beautiful inside. It was constructed by the Spanish in the 16th century on top of what they thought was a hill. In 1864, it was partially destroyed, but then rebuilt in that same year. The sound of fireworks that you're about to hear went on all day, every day in Cholula.
Cholula is best known for its archaeological park, which is the host to Mexico's largest pyramid. Also the world's largest pyramid by volume, bigger than the Great Pyramid in Giza, Egypt.
You've heard of the Yellow Brick Road? Well, Paulette is following the Blackstone Road here, which will lead us to the excavated portions of the pyramid. We really wanted to experience walking through the tunnels in the pyramids, but unfortunately the pyramid tunnels were closed to us. However, you can walk around the grounds below the church and see some of the structure that has been unearthed. Though we didn't get to walk through the tunnels of the pyramid, the walk around the grounds was interesting. There were several plaques along the way explaining each construction site and what possibly went on there. I see a michelada place up there, so guess where I'm headed.
What?
Yeah, they're playing Paulette's favorite artist, Ray Orbison.
Roy Orbison. I love that
Roy
song.
Orbison.
Pretty Woman. Yeah. Pretty Woman. And no, there's hardly any alcohol in this pina colada. It's a big one, but how do you ruin a pina colada? I don't know.
Yeah, and that was probably the worst michelada I've ever had, too.
And what did it run us for them? Like 195 pesos?
195 pesos, yeah.
$10.
Now we're in the Zocalo here in Cholula. Here comes Paulette to get into the picture, and
Need to do some
me,
grooming
of
on
course.
him.
So just do a 360. It's a nice little park area oriented towards kids, like a lot of parks in Mexico. Just off the Plaza Concordia in Cholula is the Convento San Gabriel Archangel, which is a pretty large area in and of itself. The church was built in the 1500s. The facade has been altered over time with the additions of a bell gable and a Baroque tower. The outside of the church is a Gothic style. The interior of the church is done in a neoclassical style. I found it to be very beautiful. Attached to the church is the royal chapel that we see here. Outside of the church was the series of tombs that Paulette found interesting. Me, not so much, but let us know what you think in the comments below. What did you order?
What is this? Is Zacateca? What is this?
Aguacate. Sopa azteca.
Yeah, sopa Zacateca.
Sopa Zacatecas. And I ordered the poblano. Plata de poblano. For Mexico, I think this is kind of an upscale place, but we'll see how the food tastes.
Are you stealing yours?
As you can see, Paulette is making off with one of my enchiladas.
Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things.
And these are, the shells are actually...
The blue corn.
The blue corn shells are actually fried, so we'll check it out. So what did you think of your meal?
I thought it was pretty good. I asked if it was picante. And they said no. It was a little spicy, I'll give you that. I'm real sensitive to hot. But I was able to eat the whole thing. It was pretty good. And Mark had, I think, 8 different things on his, and I took one of them. But it was like a taquito, and I thought it might have meat in it, but it didn't. It had potato. It was pretty good, actually. It wasn't spicy at all. So I would rate mine probably, you know, I have high standards. I need to lower them. I'd probably say a 7 for me. Maybe a 7.5. Turn it around on you.
Yeah, my meal was pretty good. I would give it more like an 8. I thought the amount of food was pretty good. It was basically like a platter of different things, a couple of tacos, a couple of like Tostitos like Paulette described them, and a couple of other, I wouldn't call them tacos necessarily, but they were just, what were they?
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Show him your plate.
Well, it's gone now.
Show him your plate. That's what I mean. He cleaned it up. Mark doesn't waste food.
There were a couple of tortillas that just had a little bit of meat on them and some tomato sauce and stuff like that. But it was all very good.
But we found that they have our dessert here. How do you say it again, Mark?
Yes, we're going to go in search of marquesitas.
We like those way better than churros by far. Very good. They're like a cone. I guess that's how you would describe it, like a cone. Gracias. Like a cone that has Nutella or strawberries in it, and it's pretty yummy. I usually get it with Nutella. I think you can get it with bananas. I don't know. I've seen them different ways all over. So that'll be our dessert for tonight. Our new friend that we just met here, Pepe, he said that they sell them on the corner, so we're going to check it out later on.
The Parroquia de San Pedro was constructed in 1640. It features the tallest tower in Cholula amongst all of the churches. It's beautifully decorated with a Baroque style on the inside of the church. It's one of the 2 churches located off of the Plaza de Concordia in the San Pedro side of Cholula. So one of the treats about living in Mexico is just walking around checking out random streets where we go.
I like shopping as I'm walking down the streets, but this street is really beautiful. They've got some really nice streets.
So we asked around, why so much fireworks from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed at night? And the reason was told that each of Cholula's neighborhoods, which are about 18 of them, has a patron saint. So that leads to many celebrations throughout the year. Sometimes the saints travel from church to church, and processions and marching bands and loud fireworks take place.
We are here at the San Francisco Archetypic Church. It is just amazing. We haven't gone in yet, but I want to show you the tile work on the front of the church. We're at the San Francisco Archetypic Church. We went inside as we just showed you in the video, and it is amazing. Very, very beautifully decorated.
I think it was a little too gaudy for me, but again, I have high standards.
Yeah. Her standards aren't that high. She married me.
But it was amazing. There's some old grave sites here too on one side of the lawn. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing place for sure. Would you suggest that somebody come here and check it out?
Yeah, I would suggest coming and checking it out. Just be aware that from where we were staying in central Cholula.
Well, we were in San Pedro side,
Yeah,
and this is Andrea?
San Andreas.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an Uber ride out here for sure.
Yeah, it cost us 60 pesos for Uber, and it was well worth it for sure. I mean, just to come here and check it out, and the grounds are beautiful, and Mark wanted to buy some Talavera
pottery.
Yeah, and he found some, so we got some.
Yeah.
Pretty
So-
reasonable here from the vendors rather than buying it in a store or more in central location, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now our Uber driver did tell us that other than this church, there really isn't a lot to see out here.
But there are 43 churches here.
Yeah,
So, I mean, we're going to spare you.
the 43 churches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulette and I are at a place called La Estacion. So we're gonna have a meal here, dinner, and we'll let you know how it is.
And of course, we'll show you pictures of what it looks like too. I ordered two things. I ordered sopa aztecas, and I ordered spaghetti alfredo. So we'll see. And then Mark's dish is huge. He's got a huge dish. Like 5 people could probably eat off it. No, at least 2.
Yeah, 2 people or 1 Mark. It's like a platter, a sampler platter that I ordered. Paula and I were kind of thirsty, so we thought we'd order about a gallon of sangria.
It's pretty good too. Sometimes they put the fruit in it, sometimes they don't, sometimes it's horrible. This is pretty good though, I gotta say. So this is the sopa Zacateca. Usually they'll pour the sauce in it. This one's totally different, where you add the chicharron, the cheese, the avocado, the like chips, avocado, yeah.
So these are like a taquito. As you can see, I've already had a bite. It's pretty good. So these are like a small burrito with seasoned meat in them. They're actually also pretty good too. They have like maybe like a kind of a chipotle sauce in them. So these are like an empanada, also very good. It had cheese in it and a couple other things, some kind of a sauce that I don't really know what it is, but very good. This is a spaghetti alfredo that Paulette ordered. So Paulette and I just finished our meal. Mine was pretty good. I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. However, we did have kind of a negative experience with Paulette's meal. It kind of winded up to be a disaster. And I'll let her tell you about that.
Well, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a disaster. You've got the camera above my head. It wasn't a disaster. I asked if the Zacateca soup was picante, and they said no, but it was. Again, you know, you're asking somebody that has a high tolerance for spicy, right? A local Mexican. And then I ordered the spaghetti alfredo, and it didn't come, it didn't come. I reminded them, it didn't come, it didn't come. I reminded them again, and then finally it came, and it was warm, it wasn't even hot, and it was like a milk sauce. It wasn't even an Alfredo sauce, so I was really disappointed. So I just fed it to the dogs.
And there was also an issue with our bill too, where they double charged us for some soup, and it took a little while to figure that out, but we eventually got it done.
I would rate mine probably a 4 out of 10. And again, I think I have to lower my standards, but I have very high standards. So 4 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, mine as far as taste goes, I'd give it about an 8 out of 10, but you know, without letting the negative experience impact that.
The sangria was good.
Yeah.
We shared a picture of sangria. The sangria was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not a problem. And they do add on the 10% tip at the end. So just to let you know.
Yeah. So the total bill for that meal was 766 pesos. Walking back to our room, it's Saturday night. The streets are a lot busier tonight than they were the past couple of nights that we've been here. Cholula is divided into two parts separated by the archaeological zone. One side being San Pedro, which is where we stayed, and the other side being San Andreas, which is a younger, more hipper side, and that's the side we're going to take you through now. Well, I'm standing in front of Container City. As you can see, it's closed. Apparently the hipsters like to sleep in past 12 o'clock.
It's Monday too, don't forget. A lot of things are closed on Mondays in Mexico. When we were in Mexico City in Roma Norte, there was a container place that we also ate at. Seemed like it was like a big U shape there with the bottom and the top floor. So we were hoping to get in to show you, but sorry.
Good luck if you're trying to use the sidewalk and you're handicapped here in San Andreas.
So my impressions of going to Cholula was there's a lot of churches. Unless you're really wanting to see a lot of churches, might not be for you. The main focal point, I think, was the church on top of the pyramid and walking the archaeological area where the pyramid was. I really wanted to go in the tunnel, but it was closed, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I would agree with that too. If you're not that interested in churches, Cholula is probably not the place for you. There really isn't much else to do there except visit the pyramid and walk around those grounds.
And again, I think you could cover Cholula in probably 2 days easily.
Thank you for watching our video. If you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing to our channel and checking out our Facebook page, also called The Two Travelers in Mexico.